What's up, football fans? Welcome back to the Max Off NFL podcast, week 6. I am your boy, Theo, a.k.a. the fuck Prince of Narnia, a.k.a. Sky Rizzy. With me, as always, we got Big Country, the Squiggles Master, D. Rich. How you doing, my bro?
Hey, we're doing good. Crazy fucking week this week in football. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just ready to talk about it. To be honest, I'm nothing crazy going on. Yeah, I mean, obviously there's some stuff in the works, but that's neither here nor there at the moment. So,
Well, then, hey, let's just jump right into it. Le'Veon Bell just signed with the Chiefs.
did he really?
Yep, there's your first breaking news of the episode. Just got the notification on my phone. Le'Veon Bell signs with the Chiefs. I'm sure I'm going to be hearing from Marlon about that one. I would put money on it. So, hey.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what he does coming as a San Francisco 49ers fan.
Well, I couldn't have said it better myself. Yep, there it is. Just got the text from Marlon. What a funny fucking guy. Well, hey, perfect segue. Let's talk about Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah, that's fine. Let me text Marlon real quick and be like, "You're a Niners fan."
Yeah, just remind him.
No, I'm gonna put you in it too.
Well, I think we need to talk about Le'Veon Bell.
Marlon just texted me. Lev expected to sign with KC.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna check that out. All right, we're good.
Tragic.
Yes.
So Le'Veon Bell kind of slapdicking around for the past 2 years with the New York Jets. I mean, this year he played pretty poorly to start off the season. He was averaging 4 yards a carry for 74 yards over 2 games, and just really pajama partying around. He played in week 1 and he played most recently in week 5. So hasn't really done a whole lot. It's going to be interesting to see how he transitions over to the Kansas City Chiefs. I would imagine it would work out, because how's it not going to work out? You know what I'm saying? But
yeah. Marlon texted.
Yeah, no, I gotta turn him off.
Just messing. Kissy face. Okay, back at it. Yeah, so I think Le'Veon Bell. So we were talking about it a little bit before. I'm still not like a super big fan of Le'Veon Bell being like a premier back anymore. Like, he's just not a premier back anymore. Like, I feel like that's safe to say. Ever since he went to the Jets, frankly, he kind of just fucking tanked his stock. I'm very interested to see what the contract was. Because God knows we don't have a lot of fucking money to be throwing around.
That's why I wouldn't think he's gone to the Chiefs, because I can't imagine the Chiefs were going to be ready to pay somebody like that with Mahomes and Jones and Kelsey and all those friendly faces.
And what I mentioned to you, the next 3 games of the Jets were the 3 last teams trying to get Le'Veon Bell, it was this week, which is the Dolphins, next week, which is the Bills, and then the following week is the Chiefs. Those were the 3 teams that were the front runners for Le'Veon Bell. The 3 teams that Le'Veon Bell said he's going to sign with. One of the 3. So I think Le'Veon Bell had a chip on his shoulder. Mainly, maybe he didn't like the Jets. He liked the money, and then he went for the money, and then he realized, oh hey, I think I should have signed with some team with a really good O-line. That might have been something I should have put into consideration, because, like, yeah, obviously his stats weren't the same. Like, and when he was with the Steelers, like, he had that DeCastro, fucking Villanueva, Pouncey, like that's just a good line. So I think that's a big thing. I think he's going to work well in our pass game. I think he's going to be a receiving back for the most part. But I was also mentioning how it's not going to be as dynamic as Chubb and Hunt at all, like, because they're by far, they're miles ahead of everybody, but I feel like it's going to have that sort of dynamic to it, where you can see any of them on any down, with Clyde or Le'Veon. At the passing downs would probably be more of Le'Veon Bell, because his pass protections are really good compared to Clyde, and he's really good in the pass game. That's where he made the money, I would say. Because obviously he can run the ball, but the fact that, kind of like Alvin Kamara, like, he runs the ball really well, but like the fact that he can catch and look like a receiver out there, that's where him and Le'Veon Bell like shined. So I think it's going to be great. I'm just very interested to see what the contracts were.
Yeah, definitely, because they don't have that big bank going around like they did last year. They use that up rather quickly. Uh, so Le'Veon Bell signing with a new team, little drama there. Definitely more than a little bit of drama going on over in New Orleans. Michael Thomas missing the last Saints game where they played against the Chargers. I believe it was Monday night, and this might be story of the year low key. So Michael Thomas basically in Saints practice, he got into a fight with C.J. Gardner-Johnson. They've had issues in the past. Basically, Michael Thomas threw a punch. It got broken up, and then Sean Payton told him he wasn't playing. I've seen from another place that Michael Thomas really got riled up because, Michael Thomas, he's an emotional guy. He talks shit to the defenders in practice, which is no surprise to me. I don't know about you. But from what I read, that Malcolm Jenkins, Saints safety, was talking shit back, and he called Michael Thomas slant boy. And I think that's
I don't know if that was real though. I'm not sure if that was like where did you hear that? Because I saw that too, but that was like on one of the a meme thing. So like it's very easy to Photoshop those tweets and make them seem like says something.
I thought I saw it on the NFL app that I saw it pop up as one of those things.
Maybe. I'm not sure because I did see the same thing, but when I saw it, it was from one of like those meme things. So I wasn't exactly sure if that was accurate or not. I didn't really put more depth into it. But who knows?
Well,
maybe
I hope
it
it's accurate. I hope it's accurate. I don't give a shit if I'm talking about fake news here because that's funny as fuck. So even if it wasn't true, I think it's worth a mention. I'm really hoping it was true just for the sake of it being real because that sounds like a Malcolm Jenkins thing to say, and it sounds exactly like the kind of thing that would get under Michael Thomas's skin. So.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few people I don't want to mess with. Like Malcolm Jenkins is probably one of them. Like he's just known around the league for being just a badass. Like to be honest, like he's always there. Like he always does his thing. He's like never like knock on wood, but he never gets injured. Like he's just and he's good. He's good at what he does. So I feel like that's crazy. I want to talk about something real quick. Okay. So just by calling Michael Thomas slant boy, so I got a question with that. Like, cause like obviously like that's what he does. Like he does a lot of slants and stuff. Like that's just like he's more of an after the catch sort of guy that. But even after that, it's really not that much because he hits like 15 catches a game. Would you compare that to DeAndre Hopkins though too as well to some extent?
Not so much.
I'm not trying to make like a take or anything. I'm just like those are the two people I'm comparing to because like DeAndre Hopkins is the same thing where he just gets a lot of catches a game, like contested or not contested, they're going to throw you the ball, and that's kind of like the same thing Michael Thomas does. Whether it's a slant, whether it's an in and out route, like I feel like and I'm just trying to just get a feel and ask the question.
I'm thinking that maybe Michael Thomas is more of a possession receiver than DeAndre Hopkins. To be perfectly honest with you, can't even think of a whole tons of time where Michael Thomas is a big rack yards guy. When I think of the best Michael Thomas plays, I think of him like catching the ball in contested situations or catching sideline passes. DeAndre Hopkins, I think, is more of a do-it-all. He's still I'm totally with you in that, like, when they're covered, you throw to him to give him a chance. But DeAndre Hopkins, I could see doing more things and more interesting routes. Maybe that's just my opinion. I can't say I watched too many games of either of them, but when I think of the best plays of either of those guys, Michael Thomas is a possession receiver in my eyes.
And yeah, that's what I was going to ask because like I kind of think of DeAndre Hopkins as a possession receiver too, but I think he is more of a he can do more than that too.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just because of their system they're in. Like Michael Thomas does, like he does what he does. So same with DeAndre Hopkins. Like they still ball. But that's funny as shit if you did call him slant boy. I'll just say that though.
I mean, if you called him slant boy, that might be story of the year. So I can't even come up with a better situation than that.
You know what? I think there's another thing that we'll talk later that I think story of the year. Okay, talk about it later.
Sure, we'll talk about that later. Put a little earmark in that
Yes, yes.
one. So we're talking about drama in the NFC South with the New Orleans Saints. Huge drama in the NFC South over there in Atlanta with the Falcons firing Dan Quinn and GM Thomas Dimitroff. Sorry, Falcons fans, if I'm saying that wrong, don't at me and shut the fuck up.
Well, he's not a Falcon anymore, so you guys are fucking probably you guys are probably happy that he fucked up the name.
Exactly. So there you go. Thomas to suck me off, and Dan Quinn fired from the Falcons this week, and it's a very interesting situation. It makes one think about the future of Matt Ryan. Now, Matt Ryan, I think, is one of the more underrated quarterbacks in the league recently. Some might even call him elite, or at least on that borderline, that measuring stick for other quarterbacks. But he's not a young man anymore, and whoever the new hire is going to be in Atlanta might possibly have the chance to draft a Trevor Lawrence or a Justin Fields or something like that. Which, I mean, Trevor Lawrence would look good in a Falcons uniform. I don't know what else you could say about that, but a lot of drama going over in Atlanta right now. Any thoughts or opinions there, Squiggles?
Yeah. I don't think Matt Ryan's going to go anywhere, at least anytime soon, like within the next few years, three to 5 years. Matt Ryan is, once again, like you said, he's very underrated, but he's the most consistent. I think he has the record for the most consecutive 200-yard games, and of all time. So not just franchise. I believe that's the record, but he's just so consistent. He's a good time manager. Lately, the past few years, he's actually been slinging the rock a lot more because I think he came up more of as a game manager rather than a gunslinger. But with the weapons he has over the past 3 years. Like I feel like he's really reevaluated himself and he's more of a slinger. I don't think he's I think the Falcons are going to be better off without Dan Quinn. It was not long overdue, but even last year he was on the hot seat last year. I'm surprised he got to week 5 of this year. And so I think the Falcons they're better off now. I think they got stuck in the Dan Quinn way, and Patriots, Cowboys, the fucking Bears, all fucking making those huge comebacks.
Yeah, definitely. That's not what you want your team to be known for sure. So, maybe overdue, maybe not. So, it'll be interesting to see how the Falcons handle this adversity for the rest of the year. Hopefully they'd be better. It'd be nice if they win a game that they're better than they were.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, so yeah, there you go. Little drama in Atlanta. Some other big injuries happening this week, and I would be remiss if, as a Cowboys fan, to not talk about the injury to Dak Prescott that happened in the Giants game on Sunday. And I just got to say and put this out there for whoever cares. No matter what you feel about the Cowboys, okay? No matter what you feel about Dak Prescott, I'll be honest, as a Cowboys fan, look, this cup I'm drinking out of right here. I mean,
let's go, boys.
Yeah. I wasn't really sold on Dak Prescott. You know what I mean? I don't know if he was worth the money. I don't know if he was a real baller. Me and Derek had a lot of conversations about, is he really, where does he fit in the top quarterbacks in leagues? Is he top 5, top 10, top half? I really couldn't make up my mind. But I'll tell you, no matter where you fall in those things, if you saw the film from Dak Prescott getting carted off the field on that day, you had to be devastated.
I almost cried.
As a football fan, as a regular person with a beating heart, you had to be devastated to watch that happen. I'm man enough to admit that I cried for the entire rest of the third quarter. It happened with 6.5 minutes left or so of the third quarter, and I sat there with my head in my hands and I cried for the rest of that time.
Yeah.
And the result of the Dak Prescott, at least the results of the Dak Prescott injury, at least for me, I will tell you this. I do not care how the rest of the Cowboys season goes. Because, with all the things that are going on in the league this year, and the Cowboys and the NFC East and everywhere else, everybody's dealing with shit right now. My season's over. even if the Cowboys do really well and get into the playoffs with a fucking 7-9 record, my season's done. My season ended on Sunday. Will I still tune in to see the games? Of course. Will I still support the Cowboys? Of course. Will I be pissed off when they lose? Of course. But it's just gonna be going through the motions, man. Like when he went carted off the field, I was devastated to the point where my season ended, man. And Andy Dalton came in and looked okay. He looked all right. He got the win. He closed it out with Michael Gallup. Made some great circus catches, but I really think that Dak is the guy. And I think it's a situation of you don't know what you got till it's gone. But even with his injury, and even if he does not play the same way he was again, because he was lighting it up, regardless of the Cowboys' records, he was playing like no one else had played before in the history of the league, and that's just you just can't argue that fact. So even if he does not come back as the same player, I'm calling pay him. They got to pay him.
Yeah, I think with that, like he was setting records left and right this season, like within like stretches of the first 4 games and stuff like that. It really showed how much he meant to the league. Whenever they went down, I mean, like, because there's a lot of people that fucking hate the Cowboys, and a lot of people talk shit on Dak. No one wants to see an injury like that, but like a lot of people rallied around him. I hope they keep the same energy for him rather than just like, oh, when he's back, like I still hate the guy, because there's a lot of people that like that. Like I want people. If you were so torn by this, I want you to support Dak, because like Theo said, we've had a lot of talks about Dak. But like we never once stated that we hated the guy. We've always liked him. We've always, even as a Chiefs fan, like I'm not even in the NFC, I'm not even any of that. But like I've never disliked Dak or hated Dak. There's things we know we needed to work on, and this was going to be a record-setting year, and it sucks that it stopped in week 5 of the fucking third quarter. But if you're gonna base off what he's done since, I think you pay the fucking man. I think you pay him. And then you fucking you figure out some shit on defense next. then I think you're good.
No arguments here with that one. Speaking of defense and speaking of big injuries, it was announced this week that Chandler Jones, who's a huge part of that Cardinals defense, he's going to be out for the year because he's undergoing some bicep surgery. So that's a huge impact player for the Cardinals, probably their best pass rusher, unless I'm absolutely crazy and I'm missing somebody. But I would still call Chandler Jones the Cardinals' best pass rusher, and he's going to be out for the entire year with a bicep injury. And then something that flew under the radar that I think needs to be noted is that Vita Vea, the defensive tackle for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, he is also going to be done for the rest of the year. I believe.
Is he really?
Leg injury, yeah.
Oh.
So he's done for the year, and that was one of the better run defense teams of last year, also heading into this year. I've seen some reports that have said that Vita Vea was on path to have an all-pro season. I didn't really see that. 2 sacks in 5 games from the interior spot, but even still, he was an impact player. He was a staple of that defensive line. So you really hate to see top players like that. Anybody, you hate to see them go down like that and miss the season, but really those top guys who make such an impact on the team, that's really the worst part of this game, truly.
Yeah. Hey. I think it sucks. I really like Vita Vea. Like, you got to respect a guy that doesn't wear gloves as a defensive lineman.
I mean, if that doesn't get your cockles rolling, you're not a real football fan.
I want to start speeding things up, but I do want to say another big injury that happened was obviously I'm going to mention the Chiefs, but Kelechi Osemele, he is, I think, done for the year. He tore tendons in both of his legs, and he was a big part of a run game. He improved our run game a lot, but Chiefs. If anything, the Chiefs know about fucking next man up. So I feel like we're going to be fine.
He was having a tremendous bounce back year, I thought. Week 1, he played as well as anybody else in the league at any position. So, bless up Kelechi Osemele. Bless up Chandler, Dak, Vita, all the boys. Bless up. Get well soon. Look forward to seeing you back on the field.
Yeah. All right, let's get this shit rolling.
Yeah, let's move on to some of the regular games. So, Thursday Night Football, I think, was a heck of a game. Really, all the primetime games were really good games this week. I was happy to see it. But the Buccaneers against the Bears, and I think the biggest takeaway of the game was that Tom Brady, who is Mr. Field General, Mr. Clock Management, Mr. Efficient, Mr. fucking
Six
whatever
Super
you
Bowl
want to call him.
rings.
Yeah, Mr. Consistent, Mr. Champion, whatever. I mean, he didn't know what down it was. Yeah, he's fucking J.R. Smithing out here and just fucking up and then looking over at the refs like, three, four. It's fourth down. No, Tom, that was fourth down.
Yeah.
Fucked it up. And you know on that play where he threw where he thought it was third down and he yossed it down the field into double coverage, he never would have made that play on fourth down. Never.
No. And that's why I was kind of thinking, I was like, was he just saying that to like make it like look like make, you know what I'm saying, just make it to fucking seem like he didn't fuck up? But no, he like 6:30. Like but he like yeah, he would have thrown into that tight of coverage on a fourth down play. Like he would have gave his receiver a chance to get the ball. Like you know, everybody knows third down you go for a fucking PI. Fourth down you try and get the fucking first down if you don't get the PI.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm not trying to take away anything from the Bears at all because they went out and earned it. Jimmy Garoppolo, Jimmy Graham has been looking like a bona fide stud. 4 touchdowns in the past 5 games. I mean, that's a career renaissance if I've ever heard one. So the Bears looked mighty fine
in the past 5 games.
Huh?
It's so funny when you say that. 4 touchdowns in the past 5 games, but it was they've only played 5 games. You give like 4 touchdowns this season.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
4
like,
touchdowns this season. Jimmy Graham having a renaissance.
I'm just saying. That's funny as shit.
No, not taking away any credit from the Bears. They definitely earned it. But for Tom Brady to learn the game, to lose the game like that, I mean, I don't even think Jameis would have fucked up like that. Maybe he would have thrown an extra pick, but Jameis knows what fucking down it is. So, you know.
He got LASIK, so he's fucking golden. I can't wait for him to come in.
Oh, me neither.
Fucking, all right. Let's talk about this little fucking shit from Pittsburgh. He's big shit. He's really big. I think he's like 6'2" or something like that. Or 6'4". He's like 6'4", I believe.
6'4", 238.
Yeah, he's a big guy. He's a DK Metcalf type. Like maybe a little bit smaller than him. DK Metcalf's more like, you know, but like yeah. But yeah, Chase Claypool lighting it up. 4 scores, could have had 5. 1 was a penalty. Yeah, as a rookie. Let your man go up and get it. Pittsburgh fucking dominates.
Yeah, I mean, 7 catches, 110 yards, 3 receiving touchdowns, and then he also tacked a rushing touchdown on there. I mean, he was just doing whatever he wanted to, the Eagles, and I was loving it. I was creaming my little jeans. So, what a beautiful thing. Easily offensive rookie of the week. Put himself maybe on map for some bigger awards as the season goes on, but Chase Claypool is definitely on everybody's radar after watching that Steelers game.
Yeah, so keep an eye out for him, I'd say, in this year.
Absolutely. Talking about a rookie making a big splash in a game. Let's talk about a veteran making a big splash in a game. Alex Smith. We said it at the beginning of the year. If Alex Smith plays a single down of football, then he is the comeback player of the year. And guess what? Against the Los Angeles Rams, Alex Smith came back and he played some downs of football. Did he light it up? No. Did his team win? No. But he came on and he played some snaps. He completed 9 of 17 passes for 37 yards, and he even had a rush. He had a fumble. But hey, we said if he came on and played a snap, he's comeback player of the year. The reason that he got to come back and play a snap is because Kyle Allen got pulled out of the game with an arm injury and then was kept off the field. He was cleared to come back in, but they decided to go with Alex Smith instead. Very interesting decision. What do you think of the former Chiefs quarterback there, Squiggles?
So like my initial thing was that it was probably between Cam and Alex Smith for comeback player of the year. Like those are probably the two like front runners. Cam getting COVID really just fucking you're not gonna. If you get COVID, you're fucked. You're done. Fuck you.
You should be.
But Yes, Alex Smith. This is the story of the year. This is what I was going to get to. This right here, Alex Smith coming back after that fucking injury and actually playing snaps, getting hit. Not letting them mentally fuck with you. I mean, maybe it did, maybe it didn't, but like, yeah, he's comeback player of the year, and it's awesome. And that's
Yeah,
it. That's it.
you love to see it. Speaking of Chiefs, the Chiefs unfortunately lost to the Las Vegas Raiders this week. I mean, there's only two teams that have ever gone through without losing a game, so you had to expect it was coming at some point. I think the real surprise is that the Raiders really came out and outscored the Chiefs, and I think really the big impact player of the game for the Raiders. I mean, we're going to talk about impact players for the Raiders a little bit later, but the big play impact from the Raiders really came from Henry Ruggs. This man, I mean, he only had 2 catches, one of them for a touchdown, but he ended up with 118 yards. So this dude's out here averaging 59 yards a catch, which, I mean, 2 catches, it lowers it a little bit, but still, the fact that Derek Carr has an option to really stretch the field, and I mean really stretch the field and just yoss that bitch down there, I mean, that kind of changes the whole complexion for the Raiders. I know it's very early to say because he's only had one game where he's had impact like this, but it reminds me a little bit of Tyreek Hill. The fact that you got to watch this guy and make sure you know where he is and make sure that there's help on him so that you're not just torched by him on every play. And I'm not trying to say that Henry Ruggs is the next Tyreek Hill, but he's definitely shown that he can have that impact on a game.
Yeah. No. Yeah. It was. It was. It was not a horrible game. It was a bad game to watch for us. Offensively, we came out. It was weird. It was weird because it's just not as often as you see a team that can match the Chiefs' offense. Especially a division game, which like it's week 5. I knew this was going to come eventually. Like the Raiders just can't play at Arrowhead. This is their first win at Arrowhead since 2012 or something like that. First 300-yard passer since 2000. They just don't like it's just not a game that they should like it's a game that we should win every year, but you get the little blemishes at times. But I think the Raiders look really good. Our secondary just looked fucking sloppy. It was really bad. We were I think the big thing is that the Raiders were taking advantage of our all out blitzes. Our fucking that was the big thing. Is like when we blitz fucking 6 guys, like I was almost guaranteeing a fucking 85-yard touchdown. Because like our secondary just looked bad. It really looked bad. Ever since L'Jarius Sneed went down, it's like it's weird to say that a rookie's making that impact, but like honestly, Brashad really came back, got a pick. I don't know, man. It was very sloppy of us. Mahomes had like 22 yards in the third quarter. Okay, what the fuck, dude? But no, but like he ended up having a really good day. Like he had the best fantasy performances of quarterbacks. I mean, if that is a testament to still like the offense is like we're still like even though we look bad, we looked bad, but we still scored 32 points. Like just if we think about it in that way, I'm fine. We're good. I think it's going to be all right. I think the Raiders could be a threat, but they looked really good. They looked really good all around.
Yeah, and I think the moral of the story is that when it clicks for the Raiders, I mean, it's really going to click, and they could actually do some things out there.
Yeah.
So, maybe not great to see. I understand if you didn't love to see it, but I mean, you always say, and I always say too, that if the teams are going to lose, that you'd hope they lose to a team who deserves it and comes out and actually plays well. And the Raiders played very well on Sunday.
The one thing I will say is that at the end of the day, I still felt like as a Chiefs fan, you still felt like you were in the game. When it was 32-40, you were like it sucked that it came down to the defense. But the fact that you still feel like you're in the game, like that right there alone, is just it's powerful to say and to think about.
Absolutely. Going from one AFC rookie to another AFC rookie, Patrick Queen had a huge week, I think, against the rival Cincinnati Bengals. And it wasn't only a divisional matchup between the Ravens and the Bengals. It was also a little bit of a college matchup where LSU rookie Patrick Queen went up against LSU rookie Joe Burrow. And to say that Patrick Queen got the best of Joe Burrow, is a severe understatement. Patrick Queen played like a man possessed. Joe Burrow truly looked like a rookie for the very first time. And Patrick Queen came in with an impressive stat line with 9 combined tackles, 1 quarterback sack, a forced fumble, 2 fumble recoveries, one of which he came away with his first career touchdown. So Patrick Queen, I think, really doing it big, and he has 2 sacks on the year I'm seeing, and both of them are against AFC North opponents. So to say that he's doing it right is a huge understatement. I would love if we could show up, find some footage, if we could throw up the Patrick Queen sack on Joe Burrow. That was particularly abusive. The announcer said that there was some bad blood there in college, and let's just say it showed. I was not surprised. Joe Burrow was probably not surprised. After he got hit, he was like, "God damn it, that was Patrick Queen." So,
yeah, I think Patrick Queen, first off, a fucking steal in the draft. I don't know how he went to the fucking Ravens. I was kind of pissed off that he went to the Ravens because I really like him. But yeah, so I think we'll keep it up, Patrick. That's all I got to say. Keep it up.
Absolutely. Ryan Fitzpatrick also had a pretty impressive week this week. I mean, to say Fitzmagic is still alive and kicking somehow, some way, he's getting it done. In a huge upset against the 49ers in a 43-17 win, he completed 79% of his passes for 350 yards and 3 touchdowns. So Ryan Fitzpatrick really getting it done, giving a good name to all those old guys out there.
Yeah, he fucking balled. It was amazing. It was just crazy to see how all of that go down. Every time you saw highlights from that game, like you would think it was like, maybe a back and forth sort of thing. No, it was just the Dolphins just scoring and scoring and scoring. And then it looked like at halftime, Jimmy Garoppolo got benched coming out the gate. I think it was at the start of the half. CJ Beathard came in, and I think what it was is that his ankle, Kyle Shanahan didn't like the way that Jimmy was hobbling or not using his ankle. So I think it was a precautionary pullout rather than a you sucked and you suck, not that you suck, because he did suck that game.
Yes, he did. He only completed 40% of his passes. He threw 2 picks. I mean, I totally agree with you in that's what was said about the pulling, that it was just a cautionary. But I mean, they were probably getting that guy out so they didn't lose the game any more than they did. CJ Beathard came in as the relief, and he actually threw a touchdown. So CJ Beathard had a better game than Jimmy Garoppolo did. Interesting to note.
It happens.
Yeah, exactly. On to some primetime games. The Sunday night game between Seattle and Minnesota. I mean, it was a shit show at times. It was a beautiful football at times. Really a very good game for all prime times this week. But my notes from that, when the Vikings defense and run game is going, they're a very hard team to beat. However, when Dalvin Cook is not on the field, they look like a completely unusable team with nothing going on. Kirk Cousins looked tough when Dalvin Cook was not on the field. Dalvin Cook was not on the field for like 3 game time minutes, and Seattle scored 21 points in less than 2 of those minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, that game was sloppy to me. I mean, it was like one team was playing really bad, and the other team was playing really bad. What I'm saying? Because like Vikings came out really hot, and then Dalvin goes down, and then Seattle takes full advantage of it. KJ Wright with that sexy ass fucking one-hander. Oh my god, that gets your fucking. I can't say it, but yeah, it gets you going. But man, it was a weird game all in all. Russ MVP.
Russ, I mean that's the moral of the story, and until someone proves us wrong, we're gonna keep saying it. So just to let the NFL know, I'm happy that you touched on KJ Wright because I really think he was the player of the game. He was making plays in all facets of the game. He had 3 combined tackles, a pick. He had 2 passes defense and a fumble recovery. KJ Wright really turning back the clock as one of the older veteran players on the Seattle defense at 31 years old. So
it's amazing that he's played his whole career there too. Like it's just like
absolutely.
He's consistently doing it. So yeah. Well
said. Monday Night Football, Justin Herbert. I mean, again, his team lost, and if I'm seeing correct, they're 1-4. The Chargers are 1-4, but Justin Herbert, I mean, looked fantastic. 264 yards, 4 touchdowns. The guy's looking really good. I'm wondering if the Chargers just need to get on to Justin Herbert's level. Everybody was catching touchdowns. Mike Williams, Keenan Allen, all the names that you want to hear. I think Hunter Henry caught a touchdown. They just have to get their shit together in terms of, like, I don't know, maybe say the kicking game with this dipshit motherfucker who calls himself Money Badger and then goes out and shanks the game-winning field goal. I mean,
the Chargers should have won it. Like, listen. We talked about this. I am a firm believer right now that Justin Herbert, if we're looking at typical standards of how everybody votes this fucking shit, it's a rookie quarterback that's going to win this. I think Justin Herbert right now is the offensive rookie of the year. He's stood toe to toe with Mahomes, Tom Brady, and Drew Brees. He didn't go out easy against any of them. So yeah, he's playing lights out. Fuck yeah, Justin Herbert.
I'm totally with you. I think at this point, offensive rookie of the year is Justin Herbert or Joe Burrow. If he plays like he can, then I'd be fine with Joe Burrow winning it.
Yeah.
But I think he's had worse games to date than Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert really hasn't had any terrible games in my opinion. So definitely something to keep an eye on. It's gonna feel weird to say this, but Tuesday Night Football. What a beautiful thing. I mean, one of the few good things that COVID has brought us was football on a Tuesday. I loved it. It was a good game between the then unbeaten Bills and the Titans. And really, I mean, there was everything you wanted to see. I thought Malcolm Butler had an incredible game. 2 interceptions, and the one that was tipped, I mean, you could say he didn't earn that one, but when he ends up coming up with the second one, it shows you that he's really for real. Ryan Tannehill, 3 touchdowns, completing 75% of his passes, and he's really proving that he owns that offense. That's his team, and he's running it at a very high level. You love to see it. And then also, got to give a shout out to John Bartlett. And pretty much nobody knows who John Bartlett is, which is totally fine. I didn't know who John Bartlett was before the Titans-Bills game. I just happened to notice the midget that was running around on the Titans sidelines. And so John Bartlett is the Titans ball boy / equipment assistant. And so he is on the Titans staff, and he is a little person. So we got to if we're going to give love to all the people in the NFL who are breaking down barriers and are doing first things. I mean, I've never seen a midget on a football field before, even the sideline. So got to shout out John Bartlett. Any thoughts from the Titans-Bills game?
I didn't watch much of it, but what I saw was Derrick Henry being a fucking man.
Yeah.
And dipshit fucking what's his name? Fucking Josh Norman being a little baby.
Yeah.
So yeah, I didn't watch much of the game. I was actually streaming. So regardless, the Bills looked like I thought the Bills were gonna look this year.
They were.
Yeah, like because I just didn't think Josh Allen was going to play well this season. Like, I didn't think he was the real deal because he couldn't, like, get a percentage above fucking 60% completion. But, yeah, I think it was a good game. I think it was fine. It was fine. I will say this, though. It is official. Adam Schefter tweeted. I don't think anything's official until Adam Schefter tweets. I'm just going to be honest here. Like, sure. Once he tweets it, we know it's real. So, yes, it is the Le'Veon Bell signing a 1-year deal with the Kansas City Chiefs. So I just wanted to say that. I've been monitoring it. Don't know the stats of it. So yeah,
as we expected, it would be a 1-year deal as opposed to a 3 or 4 year deal. Yeah, I mean, good for them for getting it done. Absolutely. Onto the thick boy play of the week as usual, highlighting those who are doing the dirty work and don't necessarily get their due. My thick boy play of the week is Raiders fullback Alec Ingold. Definitely not one of the best fullbacks in the league, but he's definitely getting some more recognition in the John Gruden offense, and that you love to see. He had 2 catches for 25 yards, which is pretty crazy for a fullback on a week-to-week basis. My specific play is when he was running for a first down and he absolutely obliterates Rashad Breeland to go get the first down. And they were breaking it down and saying that Alec Ingold is roughly 240 pounds and Rashad Breeland is like 190, 195 on a good day. So
Yeah.
it really was like a twig trying to stop a Volkswagen. So
I'll say, like, with that hit was kind of crazy. I'll say this: Rashad Breeland put up a fight for what he was getting himself into. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, knowing how small he was, he didn't back down like a bitch because he was. I think it was a third down play. But yeah, he got fucking. He got destroyed. But like, yeah, like Alec Ingold, good on you. Fucking Rashad Breeland, good effort. Just get better, kid. I'll try and find the film too.
I got you. We could throw that up there.
Gotcha. All right, let's go to this week 6 preview right now. All right. What the fuck was that?
Oh, you're hearing it too, right?
Yeah, I was hearing myself. All right, we're good. All right.
Okay, good.
Let's go to this week 6 preview. What games got you tingling?
Well, there's always a couple games like I've been saying. The first one that stood out to me is the Falcons and the Vikings. I mean, two teams that are not doing so hot. I mean that's always an intriguing matchup. I think that's more motivation for a team as opposed to going out there and going against another two teams that are doing really well, because no team wants to be the one that lost to the team that sucks, especially if your season's not going hot. This is also going to be Raheem Morris's first game as the Falcons head coach. So, as we were saying, it would be interesting to see a bounce back from the Falcons. Even one win would be good to see.
Yeah, I hope the Falcons can figure it out. I've never really hated the Falcons. The only thing I really hated is that how underutilized Julio fucking Jones is being. Holy shit. Gosh, man, give him the fucking ball. Like how are you gonna have like arguably the best receiver of the fucking 2010s, and you're not even gonna give him the fucking ball? Like, he's one of the best receivers of all time. I'm just gonna say that. I'll say that. Like, I'm not saying he's like number fucking 3 or number 2, but like he's out of all the receivers in the NFL, like he's like, just figure it the fuck out, Falcons. Fuck off. Vikings, you guys fucking do something without Dalvin Cook. Prove me fucking that you're good. Show me you're good. That's all I gotta say.
Word. Well said. Panthers and Bears are matching up, and you kind of turned me on to Teddy Bridgewater doing really well for the Panthers. Mike Davis has been looking really good for the Panthers. I don't want to say maybe Christian McCaffrey-like, but at least last week he was putting up
Christian McCaffrey, a system back? Question mark?
Going up against a hot, underrated Bears team, in my opinion. We'll talk about that a little bit later, but Panthers, Bears, definitely want to watch.
Yeah, I think our buddy Harwin came in and asked me who do you think's gonna win, and I was like, honestly, the way the Panthers are playing, I would love to tell you the Bears are gonna win, but like I honestly just couldn't tell you. I don't know who's gonna, like, I think it's gonna be a really good game. And yeah, that's about it. That's about all I got for that.
Absolutely, we'll see what happens there. My potential game of the week here, an AFC North matchup between the Browns and the Steelers. I believe they're 8-1 combined. This might be the best Browns team that Ben Roethlisberger has seen in a decade. So to see how they match up against each other and go to war, I mean, really, I'm just looking for some AFC North football. You know what I'm saying? I think that's a noon game. And I might not even watch Red Zone, to be honest, because I don't want to deal with all that other bullshit. I think I'm just going to watch some good old AFC North football, which I'll stand by saying that is AFC North football is the best football.
Oh, 100%. If you want some smash mouth fucking old school throwback football, you watch AFC North games. I think the big thing about this game is first off, it's AFC North. Myles Garrett, Theo, I know you don't want to hear this, man, but I think he's the front runner right now for the Defensive Player of the Year. He has 5 sacks, and in the past 3 games, he has a forced fumble. He has 3 total forced fumbles and 5 sacks and 11 tackles at a defensive end. And I believe I heard the stat was he is the second most double teamed, and he is behind JJ Watt. He has the most not most sacks, but most pressures, second in pressures and this and that. He is top 1 and 2 at everything, like almost every stat you can think of. He's playing lights out this year. I expect him to have a big game, but it's going to be smash mouth. I expect this game to be. Honestly, I expect it to be high scoring. I expect it to be the opposite of an AFC North game, mainly because of how, like how crazy both teams are playing offensively. I know it's weird to say that, but like I think this is going to be more of an offensive game than a defensive game.
Yeah, I could see that. Not a whole lot of defense going on with that.
I
As
think
far as
TJ.
Miles,
Oh, I'm sorry. I was going to say I
no,
think
no,
TJ Watt's injured too, but I'm not sure what the extent was. I can't remember.
that'd be huge.
Maybe he's not though. Maybe he was on the sideline for something. Oh yeah, TJ Watt limited. Eric Ebron does not practice. Okay, nope. TJ Watt was full practice. He's back. Okay.
Okay. As far as Myles Garrett goes, because you are right. I was maybe not talking smack on Myles Garrett, but
You
maybe
100%
I was like,
weren't. 100%
yeah,
weren't.
I was maybe downplaying his abilities. 2 weeks ago, I think.
Whatever it was.
Basically, the only thing that I love to see when I say the only thing I like better than saying a player sucks and me being right is me saying a player sucks and me being wrong. Because those are the players that I'm going to end up remembering for the rest of my life. That's the players that really stick with me. For example, TJ Watt. I was so convinced
You fucking hated him.
I did hate TJ Watt because I didn't think he was a first round talent. And then what happened? The fucking Steelers of all teams pick him up in the first round, and he goes on to be a fucking manimal out there. So, TJ Watt for sure is one of those players for me. Myles Garrett, it would be nice to see him play. It's about time the Browns got their due. So if Myles Garrett made me eat my words, I would eat my words with a nice cold beer on the side, and I'd be okay with it. I would live. Yeah.
It's a quote from Robert California from The Office. Winners prove me right, losers prove me wrong. Essentially, that's what it is. Is if we think you suck, prove us right. If we think you're good, prove us. Or if we think you suck, prove us wrong. If we think you're good, prove us right. At the end of the day, we don't want to eat our words, but we're always happy to.
I mean, when a player deserves it and he's playing on that kind of caliber level, and I would have to say that Myles Garrett's an elite player if he won Defensive Player of the Year. I couldn't argue it. You couldn't argue.
No,
I would have no support there. So I'm good with it.
All right, let's get back. Let's get to this. This next game's intriguing.
Absolutely. I mean, Packers Bucks matching up this week, and I mean, I'll let you take this one. All I'm going to say is Brady Rodgers, and I think that's all you need to say. But you jump into it.
So this is a matchup near and dear to my heart, because I think of it when I think of Aaron Rodgers, I think of him as like if not the greatest quarterback of all time. If you look at personal stats, obviously Tom Brady has the rings. We all know this, but. Dude, Aaron Rodgers is looking fucking hot right now. Tom Brady thinks there's fucking 5 downs. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I think the Packers. The Packers are hot. Obviously like teams like the Chiefs last week. Like we got kind of not destroyed. Our defense got destroyed. But maybe this is the game where the Packers just kind of shit the bed. But. It better not be, because you got to think of it this way: the Bears beat the Bucks. So if it comes down to tiebreakers, the Packers and the Bears both have the same record, both have the same divisional records. Maybe it goes down to their schedule they played. They have the tiebreaker over the fucking Packers in that game. I don't know if it's going to come down to that, but just implications potential. I think the Packers are going to be really good. At the end of the season, I think the Packers are going to have a better season than the Bears.
I agree with you, but this will be a good measuring stick because we don't get to see, it's one of those weird years. We don't get to see the Packers-Bears until Thanksgiving week. So if the Packers lose to the Bucks, that'll at least be a good indication on where each team stands as compared to the Buccaneers. So I didn't consider that, but that's a very real thing that we need to think about, or at least keep in the back of our mind heading into the rest of October.
Yeah.
Big NFC West matchup on Sunday night between the Rams and the 49ers. I mean, these teams always seem to bring it when they play against each other. It's almost good as Rams Seahawks, but we'll have to wait a little bit longer for that. But Rams 49ers is going to be a huge divisional matchup. This is what primetime games were built for, is a matchup like Rams 49ers. Both teams going to be interesting. They got their respective playmakers, and even though the 49ers aren't looking too hot, it'll be a good game, I think. They'll step up. They'll step up for the Rams.
Yeah, I think Rams. If the Rams play on a fucking primetime game in regular season, you're almost guaranteed for it to be a shootout because I don't think the Rams know how to play defense on a primetime game.
Oh, yeah.
So I think it's gonna be I think it's kind of like no offense to the Cowboys, but the Giants look like they were a fucking top 5 offense in the league, because like the defense just kind of like the defense is with the Cowboys. Like we know that there's issues. Like I'm not obviously we know they're not the top 5. Like they still suck. Like let's be honest here, but that's how the Rams are on primetime games in regular season. Like I think the Niners and them, it's gonna be a high scoring game. I think the Niners might snip it out.
Maybe it could be. That would be an intriguing upset for the shape of the division.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely one to watch. Looking at Monday night, we have a very tasty doubleheader coming up on Monday night with the 4-1 Chiefs taking on the 4-1 Bills, I think. So
yes,
that'll be a good one to watch. A lot of offense. The second matchup of Monday Night Football is going to be when the Arizona Cardinals take on the Dallas Cowboys. And I mean, the Cardinals have been a team to watch all year with little boy Kyler Murray running around and DeAndre Hopkins looking like an MVP candidate himself. But then, of course, the Cowboys are going to have an interesting matchup with Andy Dalton's, it feels weird to say, Andy Dalton's first career start with the Dallas Cowboys in a primetime matchup on Monday night against, it's going to be crazy to see. Also for the Dallas Cowboys, very beautiful to see Leighton Vander Esch, a full participant in practice today, on track to play on Monday. Can't wait to see it, man. God, as you were saying with that defense, we need fucking anything we can get. So, God bless LVE.
I think that was the big thing that not hindered you guys, but him going down early, like that was the new leader of the offense. Like Jalen Smith was the leader, but like the leader that was calling the plays and like making everything run smoothly was Leighton Vander Esch. He moved to the fucking middle linebacker, and Jalen moved to the Mike or whatever it was, and I think with him coming back, him alone, it's going to help in the run game, even the pass game. Like he's a coverage linebacker too. Like he's an everything you want kind of guy. Like he's what you want in a fucking middle linebacker. So I think him alone is going to be a big thing, big help.
Absolutely. Even if it's minimal, he will make an impact on the field, and I think that's the part we really need.
Yeah.
That's the week 6 games we've talked about. On to burnt takes, and very interesting this week. Both of our burnt takes come out of the power rankings this week. Power rankings, of course, saying who's the best and the worst teams in the league, and we have some issues here about where the rankings fall and who's going where. Would you like to go first there, Squiggles Jefferson?
Yeah, so my burnt take is on the no other NFL power rankings. So here's the top 5 in the NFL power rankings. Number 1, Green Bay Packers, love it. Number 2, Kansas City Chiefs, love it. Number 3, Baltimore, Number 4, Pittsburgh, Number 5, Titans, Number 6, the fucking Seattle Seahawks. The Seahawks, and the reason why I said for those is because those are the teams that the Seattle Seahawks can easily fucking go in and beat. I just think they can go in and beat Tennessee. They can go in and beat Pittsburgh, and they can go in and beat Baltimore. I think the fact that the Seattle's 5-0, Russell Wilson, it's just a testament to how much Russell Wilson doesn't get credit for. Like, he could be playing the fucking best ever, and his team's ranked 6 on the power rankings. Dangerous, dude. You're fucking awesome. We all love you. We love you here. Start giving this dude some fucking love. Start giving Seattle some love. Yeah, their defense isn't that great, but neither is the Chiefs, and you're giving us number 2 spot. So you have the fucking Ravens, who MVP that can't even fucking average over 200 yards a game passing. So yeah, I think it's bullshit that Seattle's number 6 on the power rankings this week. And that's my burn take. Go fuck yourself, Dan Hanzus. Itch.
Well, before you go fuck yourself, Dan Hanzers, let me come for your neck real quick right over here. The Bears are a big topic on our show over the past couple of weeks, and for better or for worse, I think they're a good team to talk about. There's always something interesting going on over in Chicago, and I've said it before. I'm no Bears fan. I will not come to the defense of the Bears a whole lot. But saying that the Chicago Bears are only the 16th best team in the league is utterly disrespectful. It's truly disrespectful, especially when most of the teams that are above the Bears have a worse record than the Bears. And yeah, it's only 4-1 for the Bears and then 3-2 for a bunch of those other motherfuckers. And obviously, record is not the only thing that goes into the power rankings, but when you rank the Bucks over the Bears, who the Bears literally just beat in convincing fashion on Thursday night, I really have a problem with that. The Bears are looking better than they have in a long time. Nick Foles might be the best quarterback I've ever seen for the Bears already. Better than anybody named Mitch or fucking Jay Butler or anybody that you want to talk about up there. So I would put the Bears much higher. I would maybe even put them top 10. I mean the
they're
defense
4-1.
has never
At least
been the
put them
problem.
in the top half. They're fine. Put them in the top half at least.
And even if they're not in the top half, they should definitely be over teams that they just beat.
Yeah.
They just beat the Bucks, and the Bucks are at 13, up there with like the Saints in them. That is inexcusable. So now, after I'm done with your ass, go fuck yourself, Dan Hansis.
Bitch. So, yeah.
Bitch.
I don't get it. Before we go, I just do want to say this. Is it weird to see that the
Please.
Browns not only have a winning record, but it's week 5 or week 6 and they've only lost once? I just want to say that. That's weird as shit.
And who did they lose to?
They lost to the fucking Ravens week 1.
Oh, so yeah, I mean that's incredibly impressive for a team that's as historically bad as the Browns, for them to come out and only lose to the guy who's the reigning MVP.
Right.
Yeah, props to the Browns for getting it done. I mean, I could tell you firsthand that the Browns look different than anything we've seen before. So hey, more power to them.
Good on him. Good on him. All right. Well, that looks like we're gonna wrap up this episode. You got anything else for Theo?
Yeah, fucking always strive and prosper. Big love for everybody.
Let's get it. Great week of football this week. I'm pretty excited.
It's always a great week of football. Like, come on.
I mean, we have no Thursday night game, but we have a fucking Monday night game at 4:00. So
We have a Thursday night game.
no, the Chiefs got flexed out. That's why the Chiefs and the Bills were Thursday.
No, it's Broncos Patriots tonight,
Is it?
isn't it? I think so. I mean, I'm wearing my Gronk jersey, so I would hope it is.
No, Broncos Patriots are Sunday at noon.
Well, what the fuck?
Yeah, it was the Bills and Chiefs, but the Bills and Chiefs got flexed out because the Bills just played Tuesday. So we got flexed to Monday.
That's fucked up.
And then this is the Chiefs' third fucking Monday night game in a row, and I hate it. Just want to watch them on a fucking noon o'clock game like we did last week. Even though they lost, I still would rather watch them at fucking noon. So yeah, that's Chiefs play Monday at 4:00. That's just weird to say. Like I get Tuesday football. That was weird. That's really fucking. That was the weirdest of them all. But like, oh hey, you ready to watch football Monday at 4:00? Like what?
Yes.
So
No doubt.
I am ready for it though. Yes, I'm gonna. Then we got them boys in the fucking the Cardinals bitch asses. Fucking.
It's gonna be a beautiful thing.
Yes, it is.
Before we sign off here, I just got to say that NFL.com just released a story that Green Bay Packers running back Jamal Williams was asked about, Brady versus Rodgers, like who he thinks, and obviously he sided with his quarterback Aaron Rodgers because he wants some targets for the rest of the year. But when they asked for his reason, he said, "Come on, man. I'm pretty sure my quarterback knows what fourth down is." So that's the big facts of the week. Thank you, Jamal Williams, for the big facts of the week.
We know you're second fiddle to fucking Aaron Jones, but hey, you might be coming in on a few more third downs.
I mean, if Aaron Rodgers knows who's got his back, then he's gonna reward them with touches.
Yes, sir. All right, Theo. Let's fucking get out of here. It was fun, my guy. Yeah. Until next week, we'll bounce back and we'll come back next week, and hopefully we got some more crazy shit to talk about. No injuries. I want to talk about no injuries next week. That's my goal.
Yeah.
So hoping. Let's do it. All right, boys. Have fun. Like Theo says, fucking whatever you say. I don't know what the fuck you say.
Well, I'm glad I made an impact. Always strive and prosper.
There it is. One love. All right, y'all. Bye.